two places. I'm from a little methamphetamine town outside of Las Vegas called Henderson, Nevada. And I'm from Compton, California, right up there on the street. Being from these two places, I only really know about two things real well. That's methamphetamines and high quality barbecue. I know this room right now. If you ever want to mix the two, I suggest a dry rub, permeate the meat. My mother, high on heroin, named me Rick James after Rick James. Might as well name me Rick James bitch, right? The high school I went to is called Basic High School. That's what it's called, Basic High School. Our mascot was the Wolves, which I thought a basic wolf was a dog, right? So picture me filling out a job application. The first question on there is name, and I gotta write Rick fucking James. Might as well write Rick James bitch, right? Second question on there is where you from. Now I'm Rick James from Compton. It's not looking like I'm gonna get anything but affirmative action job here. So third question on there is your education, and I gotta write basic high school. If you've ever filled out a job application, you know it already says basic right there. So Rick James from Compton went to basic high school. I'm not getting this job, so in the hobbies and activities, I just write meth and barbecue. See how that goes. Like I said, my mom was on heroin, and she used to do crazy shit, right? She used to use my social security number all around town. And she would take me with her, right? And I asked her, Mom, what is that? What is a social security number, right? And she leaned back, she nodded, right? She leaned back and she said, boy, that's your fart count. When you hit that number, you die. And then she passed out. And then I walked around the projects telling older black people about my fart count. And that was a tremendous ass whipping right there. So later on, I go to basic high school, right? And I get an education, a basic education. And I learned that, that's not true. That's not your fart count, right? And then my mother overdosed, like right in front of me. I came up from work, she was overdosed, and the paramedics was there. And she was making these noises, and the first thing she made was called death rattles. That's all the air leaving out of your body, right? And the last thing she did before they said that she was dead was she farted the biggest fart you've ever heard. So now I know my mama was right. And you should always listen to your mom, always, every time. A lot of people here have kids. I have my kids young. I have my kids from the most dangerous cum that there is, pre-cum. I don't know if you guys have heard of this. This is the silent killer, right? Have you doing stand-up comedy at 35 and shit? So I didn't want my kids to get that same basic education that I did. I wanted them to know about shit. So we was at a barbecue, and I was like, get over here. They had perfect cheeseburgers. They was perfect. And I said, look at those cheeseburgers. Those are perfect. Those are like you at 16, perfect. Everything perfect. And I took the ketchup, and I dumped that pre-ketchup shit all over them. You know what I'm talking about, when it makes the fart noise and everything. And I said, pre-cum, the silent killer. I fucking hate you two, get out of here. I'm waiting for my Father of the Year award. But they addressed it to Rick James, and they just started laughing at the invitation, you know what I'm saying? So, methamphetamines, when you do that, you watch all the porn that there is in the world, right? Every single porn that there is. Oh, look, feet. Oh, buttholes. Oh, legs. I'm trying not to cuss right now. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing a terrible job. Oh, look at all these things. And I did that, I have done that. And I'm at the age where I was looking at porn the other night, and I was like, man, I've seen every single one of these. There's nothing on the porno that I want to see anymore, So I hit under 18. Yeah, see, none of y'all have done that. I'm the first one in the whole world. I hit that I'm under 18. And it took me to another porn site. So I hit under 18. It took me to another one, until finally we ended up at Disney Plus. Yeah, I watched The Mandalorian. I didn't even jack off. Like I said, I'm in my 40s, and I go to the gym, and the thing is, your goals change when you're older. You see, I learned I was an old man the other day. I was at work, and I tripped, and I farted. That's the day you know everything's on the other side. So I tripped and I farted, and I was at the gym, and I remember in my 20s, I would go to the gym, so I had like nice abs, right? And I remember in my 30s, I would go to the gym, so I had a nice chest, right? And now I'm in my 40s, and honestly, I just want to look okay in the t-shirt. I love NA people. These are the people my mom took me around my whole life. Y'all don't know, back in NA, in the old days, when I would go with my mom, it was a race for the ashtrays. Because everyone could smoke cigarettes back then. You know what I'm saying? And you would go to the NA meeting, and they would almost fight to get to the ashtrays. There would be four ashtrays for 75 people smoking cigarettes. That's how it was growing up in the 80s and 90s right there. Yeah. In my neighborhood, I live in a entirely Mexican neighborhood. They're from Mexico. And what they do is, they're all cool as hell. They sit out in front of their garage, and they drink beers with tomato juice in them. Okay? And that's what they do. They do that all day. And so, you know, I'll be running around the little apartment complex, and I'll be helping my wife do stuff, right? Like I'll be like helping her with the laundry or taking stuff down, getting the groceries. And every time I do this, they cheer me on. They're like, yes, yes. And they're all drunk, and they're like, yeah, go, Mandalone, go. And I feel like that I'm, you know, a hero in my Latino community. I'm the Mandalone, you know? And I picture like a bullfighting guitar player that helps the women save the town, you know? That's not what Mandalone means. Apparently I'm a gay dude. I didn't know at all. Now I know, right? Man, having kids is crazy, right? Yeah, it's crazy. I got sentenced to NA when I was 18 years old. I did some stupid shit. I chased a guy down the street, a street called Water Street in Henderson, Nevada, with a gun inside a New York Yankees trench coat. And I was shooting at him because I seen his car parked out front of my girlfriend's house, and on the back of his truck, it said, "Lick my balls, bitch." And I showed up to the door, and this dude that I'd known from high school was there, and he didn't know that I was now, you know, gangster in the neighborhood, right? And I was like, no, hell no, you ain't at my girl's house, right? And I chased him down, I shot him. And this dude pulled up in a IROC Camaro that I washed dishes with. And he took me to his house, and he got me drunk, because it was my first breakup, you know? And I got on the phone, and I was like, I killed everyone. I was shooting at you, right? And the judge sentenced me to Narcotics Anonymous, called Charter. I don't know if you ever heard of Charter program. But basically what this is you go to this place. I didn't have a drug problem. I got drunk like one time. And you go there and you meet people and you have sex for 2 weeks. It's incredible. And they feed you. And so they send you to Narcotics Anonymous meetings. You have to go to a specific amount, right? Before the judge says that you're no longer on an Narcotics, right? So I go through these and I have sex through this whole thing. And I'm 18 years old. I found, you know, Mecca. You didn't get laid in high school. You got laid like 3 times in all of high school. I'm getting laid every day by different people. They have nothing else to do but have sex with me. So then I got out of that program. And I got married, and I was married to strippers, so that's automatic divorce, right? Automatic divorce. And I was all by myself, and I was lonely, and I would be like, what do I do? How do I meet women? Because I would go to the bar, and I could barely even talk. And then it dawned on me, I'm going to go to Narcotics Anonymous meeting. Yes, my new name is Phil. Yes. And I've been on this shit for a long, long time. Now, I'm sorry that I did that to y'all. This was back in the day, okay? But they dubbed me the 14th stepper. I don't know if you know what this is, the 14th step. That's where you get 2 girls from Narcotics Anonymous and y'all do drugs and do crazy butt stuff. That's 14th stepper right here. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. Sorry. So, I don't know if they let y'all smoke weed. I really don't know, but the rest of California has given up all the other drugs, and we just go to the store and buy weed. But it's crazy because you go to the weed store And there's a guy there that's dressed for Iraq. Okay, he's ready to go to Iraq. I sold weed for 15 years in Long Beach in Nike shorts and flip-flops. Okay, this dude has on a camouflage vest in Santa Ana. He's got a camouflage vest full of pockets everywhere, right? I can only imagine there's lighters and scissors and shit in there, papers, stuff like that. He's got camouflage pants on, right? And the pants are tucked into his military boots. And we're at a weed shop in Santa Ana. Like, this is very weird. What war are you going to right now? This is a minimum wage job. He's got a belt with everything on. He's got handcuffs and a flashlight and a taser and a gun. He can make change like the slot girls and shit. He's got all this stuff. And I'm like, no other minimum wage job do people do this. This is extra on it, right? Like, you've never gone to McDonald's and walked in and seen somebody show up for work in a full chef's outfit, right? I've never seen it. I've never seen it at all. Man, this new comedy stuff during COVID is crazy. Like, a lot of people don't want to wear the mask, and obviously we ain't really wearing the mask right now, but I found it funny. Like, I was like, okay, so now that we gotta wear the mask, can we all go back to smoking inside now?
Yeah.
Right? No? Come on, I thought Narcotics Anonymous would love that. I have
Tony.
3 cards in my wallet. And the 3 cards is a driver's license, and I got my unemployment card, and I got my medical marijuana card. Now, only 2 of these cards work. I'm gonna let y'all guess which one, because I'm going to the weed store, right? So I get pulled over sometimes, and if you don't have a valid license, they'll take your car. So I have to go back to Compton all the time, right? And I go back to Compton, and if you don't know this, if you go to Compton at nighttime and the police see you and you're white like me, they automatically pull you over. It's automatic. So I couldn't have them doing that. I can't have them taking my car, you know? They can't just take my car. So this is what I do. I roll down my window, you know, and I just look at them police like, are you serious right now? You pulled me over, it's 3 in the morning. There's 1, 2, 3 of us white people out here. You bald just like me. You dumb rookies thought I wasn't undercover? Turn them lights off right now.
Oh my God.
Are you serious? Then they start asking me questions and stuff. I'm like, turn the lights off. The chief's had me out here for months. You don't believe me? Check my trunk. I've been cleaning up Compton, all the methamphetamines and barbecue. Took care of all that shit. So yeah, like I said, my mom went to prison 3 times, okay? 3 times. And every time my mother would get out of prison, she would have a new style. She would have a new way of living her life, right? The first time my mother got out of prison, we lived in Compton, California. And she came out country and western, right? She listened to country western music. She loved country western stuff. She dressed me up in country western stuff, like little cowboy shorts and the boots, right? Little hat. And she sent me outside the projects for my very first real ass whipping. The second time my mother went to prison, it was totally different. She got out of white supremacists, okay? 100% white supremacists. She would use the N-word. She wouldn't let my best friend spend the night. It was terrible, right? And she got high, and she drew a swastika right here where this tattoo is. And she had already bought me like a Harley Davidson t-shirt. And if you don't know, in Henderson, Nevada, all of our sleeves are cut off our t-shirts. We're just redneck that way, because it's hot, right? So I come out the house in jeans and a Harley Davidson t-shirt with a swastika on my wrist, right? Not even remember she drew it on. And I got a historical ass whipping that day. It was fucking crazy. You wouldn't believe it. The third time that my mother got out of prison, it kind of coincided with my life. You know, it was awesome because she came out, and the only way I could describe my mother, guys, is she was sober, right? For the first time ever, but she was a black R&B gospel singer, okay? And a lesbian. Changed her entire life. And she brought home her girlfriend, Taco. And Taco looked exactly like Joe Frazier, the fighter. I don't know if you know Joe Frazier. And this worked out extremely well for me. Because in the projects, me and all my friends would make fun of each other, and I would always lose because I was the gangly white boy. But finally, I could respond back with, fuck you. I got the only black father around. I got Taco. Y'all don't believe me, there's a picture of Taco on my Facebook. I want to thank y'all for the time tonight. I'm glad every one of y'all came, and I want to wish you all the best in your recovery and keeping that up, you know what I mean? Because that's a hard struggle. Obviously, I seen that with my mother. So all y'all keep doing what you're doing, and it's some real shit, right? Thank you very much.
Everybody give it up for Real Rich, man.